Girl, call HR.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here?
3, 2, 1. Slut Shack, baby, Slut Shack. Slut Shack, baby, Slut Shack.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Coco,
Cinnamon.
is it weird to have a crush on yourself?
It depends. Are you hot? Only criteria needed
In this universe, let's say yes.
in this universe. So this is an alternate universe.
I'm not hot. I'm not hot in my universe.
Sorry, no. It was a bit. I had to say it was an alternate universe. Come on.
Yeah. You have to do it for the bit.
Yeah.
For the laughs.
For the laughs. But yeah. No, I don't think it's weird to have a crush on yourself. I definitely have a crush on myself. Well, sometimes, some days.
Look at yourself in the mirror and be happy with what you see. I think that's a good thing.
I think there's something wrong with my mirror, though.
Get a new one.
Okay.
Some of them are warped and weird.
They have to be, because and I don't know what the physics of it is, and light reflections and stuff like that. I feel like the person that I see when I look at myself in a mirror is different by far than the person I see if I'm looking at myself in my own like phone camera, portrait mode or whatever, versus even the person I see if other people are taking pictures of me, they're 3 different people completely, and I have no idea what I look like.
I've seen videos on this before where I think the human eye has a focal length, whatever, I don't know the technicals of 50 millimeters or something like that. But a camera phone tends to be 13 or 16 millimeters or something. So the camera itself captures things differently. Well, the normal way a human eye captures things is not how a camera does. But then there's also that psychological thing where a mirror will flip to you. So all your life you've looked at the flipped image of yourself and you've gotten used to that. Yeah. I knew someone who normally when you see people in a mirror, you're that's just them. But this person, everyone told them that their mirror image looked like a completely different person. And their face wasn't
asymmetrical,
noticeably weirdly asymmetrical or anything, but it was the dark version of them in the flipped image.
So it's just some Dr. Or Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of deal, but just physically.
Yeah. So when you see the phone thing back at you, it might be the actual depiction of you that you're not used to, but everyone around you is used to. Okay. And you're not used to the flipped version of yourself.
Interesting. Maybe I'm just ugly in real life, and my mirror image is just better looking than maybe.
I feel like I hate every single photo of myself unless I
flip it,
pose it in a specific way, and the lighting is coming from a specific way that I'm used to, that I take my mirror selfies.
Yeah, I don't really take mirror selfies, so I have no idea what angles.
I started getting into it, and I maniacally take dozens of photos until I pick the
That's what I always
one.
Hear everybody that I've asked, oh, you take such good pictures of yourself, blah blah blah, and they're it's just a numbers game. Yeah, that's what a lot of people tell me.
Patty just posted actually recently that she gave us a look behind the scenes where she's
Zuko, what do you want?
Dude, he's just nonstop upsetty spaghetti. But Lean Beef Patty posted a video where she's oh, this is how I get my photos. I just take a video of myself moving around, posing around, and then she screenshots her favorite moment. Oh. So a video is just a bunch of pictures.
Okay, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to phone cameras anymore at all. Is the resolution of a screenshot from a video going to be the same as taking a photo of yourself?
It depends on what setting. HD, I think the resolution is 1920 by 1080 or something like that. I think. I
guess you could take some.
It depends.
Okay, so you can take a higher resolution video.
It's just going to take up more memory.
Okay. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, but a screenshot though. Is the screenshot going to capture the full
frame?
Yeah.
Why or
is that
it?
Well, is it say I take a screenshot of a 4K
video,
what
resolution is the screenshot saved?
Is it dependent on your phone's resolution, screen resolution?
I'd assume so.
Dependent on the resolution of the content?
I'd assume. I guess I don't know how screenshot apps work.
What do you mean screenshot apps?
Like the code
Does your phone
that
not-
runs a screenshot,
the
is it
code
pulling
that-
from the image? I doubt it's pulling
I
from
don't.
the video file itself.
iPhone. How do iPhones can screenshot stuff, right?
Yes, of course. I just don't think it
yeah.
pulls from the video file. I think it just
It
says
just-
what's on the screen,
what's on the
right,
screen
now.
right now. Okay, that makes sense.
That's what I guess is how it works. But
I would imagine.
anyways, enough of that nerd shit. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about
is it
having
weird to
crushes
have
on
a
yourself.
crush on yourself? I actually learned recently that you know the term narcissism or like narcissist.
Yeah, comes from Narcissus from the Greek mythology.
Who fell in love with the reflection of himself in a pool so much that he like drowned himself.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a cool tidbit for anybody that didn't know, because I didn't know that until I read that one book this past month that I shall not name.
I knew that from.
I wasn't big on mythology growing up.
So the reason I got into mythology in the first place, shout out to Rick Riordan for his Percy Jackson and the Olympian series.
Hey, come on the pod, Rick.
Yeah. Beep. God,
kidding,
no.
just kidding, I'm
Please
cutting
don't.
that out.
Please don't. Please don't.
Beep.
But yeah, I read a bunch of those growing up and even later on in life. And so yeah, lots of different little mythological stories and stuff kind of just popped up throughout the books. Are you still laughing at Rick Riordan?
I'm still laughing at my joke. I just beep. Rick Riordan. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that's a little messed up, man.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Freaking cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Speaking of cinnamons, I see these cinnamon rolls over on the counter over there. And my first thought, so I walk.
Don't go ask me.
I walk into the room and I see these cinnamon rolls over there, and I'm like, "Is this just like made of your flesh? Like, how does this work? How?"
It's like, biting your fingernails off and eating them.
Ew. Oh, because like that's not pure cinnamon, right? In the cinnamon rolls, it's like it's mixed with other stuff, and the roll is like breading or whatever. So it's like making bread. Mm-hmm. But then seasoning it with your
with my
fingers,
flesh,
with your flesh,
like taking a cheese grater over my fingertips,
or maybe
seasoning.
like skin sheddings and
I'll
stuff.
cut my finger off and put it in a pepper grinder.
Oh, that's awful.
That's
graphic. That no, I don't condone self harm.
Anyways, this fic is about chopping a finger off and grating.
It's definitely
it
not.
as
Definitely
cheese.
not. But what I can tell you about this fic is it's going to be a lot of
cheese as well.
gosh, no.
Foot cheese.
Foot cheese. Oh yeah. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing come on, the classic kink, the classic fetish.
How have we not
How have
gotten
we
to this
not
yet?
gotten this so far?
We should have saved this for the finale, honestly.
No, we have something different for the finale that I wanted to keep for the finale for this season.
Even more even more finale.
Even more finale. This one though, we have finally gotten to feet.
Yay! I don't know. I was trying to rack my brain for what noise a foot makes, but it doesn't really make a
stomps.
noise. Mine clomps
Mine
like an elephant.
clomps.
I've been told that my feet stomp like an elephant. When I've had friends stay the night, they're like, "Who the fuck walks down the hallway like an elephant?" And that's me.
I feel
Because
like
I walk with my heels first.
I feel like I am just when walking around, especially other people's places, I'm just more mindful not to stomp. I don't know how I walk around in my own place. I don't even pay attention when I'm at my own place. But like other people's places, I definitely am more mindful of not.
I think I need to be more mindful because I'm just a space cadet. I have no idea what's going on at any point in time. I actually got the cop. Well, I shouldn't delete. I'm not telling that personal story, but it is a great story.
We'll cut it out later. Tell the story.
Okay, when I was a kid, I got the cops called on my school because I wandered off to I saw my grandparents were way too early pulling up to the school.
Yeah.
So I got in their car when I saw them when we were supposed to leave to go to PE. We do this every Thursday or whatever. But in my head, I'm like, I have no concept of days and times and we have this routine where we do this every Thursday. None of that was running through my head. Like I was not an organized kid. I was just a space cadet. I just like flowed with it. And then so we all left the classroom to go to walk to PE together. But on the right, I saw my grandparents' car, and I was just like, oh, it's time to go home. So I get in the car, go home, and they take a roll at PE, and they saw me missing, even though I was in attendance that morning.
Yeah.
So they freaked out. It's the PE teacher freaked out. The teacher freaked out. The school freaked out. They called the cops. The cops just called my grandparents' house. My grandma's like, oh, she's just sitting here eating Dinty Moore beef stew. She's fine, So, yeah, that was it. That was my story.
I had the inverse problem when I was in school because I was an avid reader, still kind of am. And so what would happen is, like, at the end of the day, like, I'd be waiting for someone to pick me up from school. Sometimes it was my mom, sometimes it was someone else. It kind of depended. I never knew who the heck was going to pick me up from school. But what would happen was I would just be reading while waiting for someone to pick me up. And so sometimes whoever was picking me up would just be like honking their horn, trying to get my attention. And I'm just like zoned out, like, head in a book. No idea that they're already there to pick me up. So I just didn't care. So I got called out on that quite a few times by people trying to pick me up, or like, just get in the car, we're ready to go. Why the fuck are you still out there? Like,
why the fuck are you reading?
Yeah. So yeah, slightly different problem.
You were too locked in. I wasn't locked in enough.
Well, I was too locked in, and not the right way though. But yeah, back to the fic. We're gonna pause, read through the fic, and then we'll be back with some foot fetishy content.
Break.
Are we there yet?
We're there.
Are we there yet?
Oh, we're there. I'm gonna come. I already came. Several times while reading that story. And it's not even Friday.
It's Monday though.
It's Monday. That means Friday is only in a couple days. Okay, so let's set the scene, Coco. You want to start us off?
Yeah. So, the story is Foot Fetish Fridays by Brittany For You on literotica.com. So the fic was interesting, very unexpected. Yes. to set the scene,
it kind of had two parts. There was like the foot fetish stuff only, and then beep.
No, I don't want to spoil that.
Okay, let's delete it. Let's delete that.
Okay, so
I'll let you do it.
Yeah. So the fic starts out with our girl. Actually, the main character is Brittany.
Yeah, he was calling her Brit the whole time.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
But the author is also Brittany. Did the author write themselves into the fic? Of course she did. Of course she did. Okay.
She's like a dominatrix. She kind of wrote herself.
It's all written in first person.
She wrote herself as a fit dominatrix.
Yeah. So she talks about how she's excited. This is like a month after she graduated from college. She's 22 years old. And she starts working at this internet fashion company where she starts working there. Everybody's like competing to like, dress up super fancy and like these nice clothes and like these nice shoes and high heels and all this stuff. And that's kind of, where we start the story essentially. And so we start off with Brittany getting her foot in the door.
She worked, she was a receptionist just to get her foot in the door with the company. They say that verbatim.
Yeah.
We don't make this shit up, folks.
And so the company sells ladies' clothing only, and so they're expected to dress up very classy and stylish. Their boss is a 30-year-old female who loved fashion and was very good at it. And my comment in there is like, are we gonna lick her feet? Like, whose feet are we licking? We don't know yet. No idea yet.
Anybody could be up for grabs.
Anybody's up for grabs right now.
Show me your feet.
And
are my feet getting licked in this fic?
And then our receptionists are helpful, but the company's growing super fast, and so they're experiencing all this tech problems. Did you write what I think you wrote for this? You wrote
hot
for the tech problems. So this is where our other main character shows up in the story. Our tech guy, who's an intern, AJ, is replacing the full-time tech guy, Scott, who's like on indefinite leave. So AJ, the intern, is in his early 30s, and
he's a sweet guy.
He's a sweet guy. I'm honestly questioning what's going on here, because like he's in his 30s, he's an intern.
He had dark hair, round cheeks, and would shyly smile when he was around us girls.
And then he was like super great about helping them solve their tech issues and everything. And so that sets the scene. And then Brittany describes how the weeks turned into months and all the girls were competing for who could outdress each other. They tried to top one another every Friday.
Which I said hot.
And they had a small trophy that they passed around to the winner.
I said, I hope it's flared. Seeing how things go in these fics.
Yeah. And then what they would do on Fridays was during the day, they'd just be wearing like comfortable shoes and stuff. But when they were coming and going from the building and at lunch, that's when they would wear their like fancy heels and everything. And I was like, acceptable. I like that they get to be comfortable, while they're working and
while
only
they're coming and going.
Well, they're only wearing heels while they're coming and going. But that was pretty much as casual as it got on their Fridays. And so one of these Fridays, our main girl starts noticing that some of her shoes go missing. Like one of her red high heel pumps go missing.
Her favorite pair of black leather knee-high boots went AWOL.
And so she starts to go through the building trying to figure out where they went. And she's like, okay, the cleaning lady's in another wing, and maybe AJ knows something. So I'm going to go check out his office. And then she gets there, and then the door's locked. But then AJ's door has a small window. And so she
sees his head slightly bobbing like he was shaking, saying yes. And she thought, what in the world is he doing?
And that's when she sees her zipped up boot.
The opening of it to his face.
Yeah, he's holding up the boot to his face.
And inhaling it while jacking off.
Yeah, she realized he's jacking off to the smell of her boot. And then she catches him shooting his load. And at first she's horrified by it, and then immediately has a change of heart.
Well, she says, at first I was horrified and thought we have a pervert on our hands. Then almost immediately I had a change of heart. Poor AJ was secretly masturbating to the smell of my shoes, so in the spirit of fun and sexuality, I was not going to allow him to keep it a secret any longer. And I said, from pervert to in the spirit of fun and sexuality, that's a big change.
Yeah, that's a big change. And I'm like, what? Who has this reaction?
He must be hot.
He must be hot. But like, girl, call HR.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? No.
But if she was into it, she must be attracted to him. She would have called HR.
He must have been hot.
If he wasn't hot, she would have called HR.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
So she's watching this happen through the window, and then she knocks on the door, and she's like, AJ, let me in. Like, we got to talk.
He was like, oh, hang on a second. I'm trying to clean up a spill real quick. And I was like, he didn't even lie. He didn't even bother to lie because he does have a spill to clean up.
And then he's like, he like opens the door and he's like, oh, what's up? Like, I'm just trying to finish up in here.
He already did finish.
And she knows. And then she's like, what did she say here? Oh yeah, she's like, oh, have you seen my boot anywhere? Like, I was just looking for it. And he's like, no, I haven't. And then she like points at it. She's like, so right next to this puddle of his freaking cum everywhere.
Well, she used the word spunk.
She used the word spunk.
It's so disgusting. I hate that
And she's
word.
like, oh, it's right there next to that spunk. Like,
ew.
Funny you hadn't seen it.
And then he was caught. He hung his head in shame. He didn't know what to say, but he's like, I'm sorry, bro. You girls are just so hot and I can't stand it. I love all your feet and your sexy legs and hose. I just don't know what to do. It drives me insane.
And I was like, honestly, dude, I get it. Like, he's got hot coworkers in hot shoes, and they're like, but like, come on. Like, why you got to do this at work?
Or Or just go to a bathroom stall.
Yeah,
like
go to
you
a
said, find a room without windows.
Find a room without windows.
Bathroom stall.
Do your shit where no one can see you.
For real.
And then you reply to my little comment in there, like,
oh yeah, she didn't even accuse him of anything, and then he just said all this shit. I was like, it's just like he could have still played it cool. Just like, oh, like
But
he could have. I don't know. He could have said something else.
yeah.
Came
But then
clean.
he's just like, she's like, oh, he looks ashamed. Then he's just like, yeah, I've always had a freaking crush on you. You're so beautiful and have amazing feet. I just burn and yearn for you. And I was just like, yeah, then burn and turn to ash, dude. Like, what is this? Who says
Die.
this? Who just die? like, no, don't freaking say this to a freaking coworker.
The cringe to hot ratio is getting out of control here.
A little bit. But she's
that
into
phrase.
it though, because she's just like, oh, that's so sweet. I never knew that. And then his response to that is just, I've never been with a woman. I'm a virgin. And I'm just like, bruh, like a creepy freaking
He's
virgin.
just confessing everything. I think she likes it because she wants to be that like dommy mommy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, you're like 30 something and you've never been with a woman. Haven't you ever dated anyone or like had girlfriends before? And then you write in there, you're just like, stop shaming him.
Yeah, after I was shaming him already.
And then he's like,
Yeah, I have this dang foot fetish. I've never told anyone.
yeah, he's trying to blame it on his foot fetish. And I was like, yeah, dude, I don't think I'd lead with that. Like, I think you got other problems.
Yeah. There's something lying underneath that foot fetish he needs to explore.
Yeah.
Like his tech support.
And then Brittany doesn't even like, she's not even worried about the foot fetish. She's just taken about the fact that he's still a virgin. And then she's like, yeah, like he's a decade older than me, but I felt the obligation to be his sexual mentor for both our pleasures. And like, she's 21, 22. He's like in his early 30s. Like, that's a pretty big age gap.
Yeah. She likes feeling powerful though. That even adds to her power that she's dominating such a more established man.
He's not established either, though. He's a freaking intern. She's the one with the full-time job.
Why is he an intern?
I don't know. He's not the full-time tech guy. He's the intern tech guy.
It's because he doesn't have people skills.
Yeah, because he's freaking...
Because he's a virgin.
I'm just kidding. No. Well, he's a virgin because he's just coming through, like, windows that you can see through. Like, why are you doing this, dude?
Yeah, it's not... He's not a...
The problem isn't that he's a virgin. The problem
he's a virgin because of his problems.
Yeah. And so this girl then responds by all through the next week or whatever, she makes extra efforts to put her feet out and show them off for AJ. And then she's like winking at him, smiling at him, like, you know, she's letting her shoes fall off and shit. And and then she's like, yeah, he always stays late on Fridays to get caught up with stuff and before Monday, so he doesn't have to come in on the weekends. And so one Friday, she's like wearing this.
I said he's just as dedicated to his job as he is to them dogs. DAWGS. He wants them dogs in his mouth.
And then she starts describing this
ugly outfit.
Yeah, she's got this ugly outfit.
Okay,
on.
a short sleeveless pink business dress with a short black blazer and a black belt cinched around her waist, nude hose with matching pink pumps. She wore her dirty blonde hair up on her head with a cute pearl necklace. She was going for that business 60s retro look.
What is a retro business?
I said, what is this, Grease? Like a fucking pink poodle dress? I don't fucking know.
But then she's like, AJ, my feet are hurting. Could you please come out here and take care of them for me while I work? And I'm like, okay, regardless of what has happened in the story, like in that moment, I would drop everything. Like, what a lucky man. Like,
he is. You know, God had him be patient for
30 years.
For however long he was a virgin, just for this moment. He's like, son, I'm gonna take care of you tonight.
The Lord tested him.
The Lord taketh away, but the Lord hath giveth.
Now it's definitely giveth. He comes strolling over, and then Brittany's like, there you are. I need you to get under my desk and massage my feet while I get some things caught up. Come on now, I don't have all evening. Get down on your knees over here.
Yeah, good for her. She didn't go to HR because now she has a personal foot massage therapist.
And I'm over here thinking like, No, this is where this dude should have been calling HR.
Everyone needs to call HR.
Everyone needs to call HR.
They need to get in a group call.
So basically, she like pushes him into this little cramped space so that he can smell her musky feet. And he slides back in there and starts massaging her toes. And she's like, how can you even like breathe in there? There's not much fresh air down there. Aren't you gonna kiss and suck my toe or kiss and smell my toes?
My cute feet need your loving.
You need to take care of that for me. And my comment there was like, it's like, yeah, no, I would totally take care of these smelly feet. And you should totally suck on them too. Like, come on.
I'd suck them.
I'd suck them. Like, we know where this is going. I'm just gonna roll with it now. Like, HR complaints aside.
AJ said, "Oh my God, this must be what heaven is like." He mumbled as he started kissing the bottoms of my feet while inhaling deeply. It's not the heaven I asked for, but it's the heaven I needed.
Then we go forward, and then she's like, do you like my toes, AJ? Do you like my purple nail polish?
That doesn't match her outfit, does it?
She's wearing all
she's
pink
and black, and she's blonde. That's a lot of colors to throw purple in, isn't it?
And then in response, he just continues to rub and smooch her.
We're not even like halfway
tops
through
of her feet.
this story.
He's just in a blissful state, and then she's like, take your pants off and like jerk off on them and shit. And then if he kind of is like, you know, what if someone came in, blah blah blah, he starts hesitating, and then she like gets almost jealous because she's like, oh, are the real things not enough for you? Like, only my boots are good enough and shit.
Oh yeah.
And so then he gets out his 6-inch rock hard cock.
But what's the girth like? Is it M&M tube size or bigger?
We'll never know. And then he starts to jerk off, and she's like, yeah, don't come on my floor. I want you to shoot your sexy spunk all over my cute feet. Worship them, baby. You can do it. Tell me when. And I'm like, there seems to be the way he's positioned in the surface area of the feet is just, it's gonna get everywhere. Come on, it's got to. And then you commented on the spunk again.
No, I hate it. Don't make me read that word again.
And then he comes and he's just like, yes,
Thank you for demonstrating the noises.
And then he was twitching and grunting like a bull.
So he runs towards red flags too.
That's not even the part that I was concerned about. He's like, he comes over her, like her nylon like pantyhose and stuff, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, that can't be comfortable to have like that on those. Like, they'd be so hard to clean, so hard to like continue to wear shoes in later. Like,
Yeah.
She should have just gone like bare feet at this point. So
Yeah.
it's easier to clean.
Yeah, they need to start getting logistical about it. They do it every Friday.
And then and then she's like, yeah, this became like a normal routine. They started doing this like every Friday. And then sometimes it would happen like at his desk, sometimes it would happen at her desk, sometimes it would happen in conference rooms. Like, she's just like, it happens all the freaking time now.
AJ would lose himself completely with his submission.
Yeah, she's just walking all over him now.
Those
Like,
boots were made for walking. It would make me aroused to think I had so much control over this guy, and that power was my own personal aphrodisiac, which I thought was pretty artistic.
And then finally at one session, she's like, we're gonna change shit up now. And she's wearing some slightly better outfit choices. She's wearing Jimmy Choo pumps, and she's got pedicured
She upgraded.
hot pink toes.
Hot pink would have matched her outfit.
yeah,
Why didn't
hot
she
pink
have
would've-
hot pink then? How does she so like into this foot fetishist shit with this guy, but she didn't coordinate the toes? I guess maybe she's got it down now.
She's got it down. That was only the first time she tried it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. It had to not be perfect the first time.
Yeah.
They have to have room to grow.
And so she like calls him over for some tech support stuff, and all the other coworkers leave. And then she it says I required in a motherly tone. AJ, my feet are tired. I need your attention and stuff. And I'm just like, a motherly tone? Why? Why are we using motherly tone?
So it's like Dommy Mommy, but like how mother to child is. I don't even want to think.
I don't want to think that. No. I'm not into that.
We are not reading any fics like that. So that was this author's on thin fucking ice with that phrase.
There's a lot of thin ice to be walked and stomped all over. So basically,
those toes are touching.
She's like, we're gonna go extra long today. You're gonna pleasure my feet in the conference room, and then she led him like he was my puppy on a leash.
There's a lot of comparisons throughout this whole story that are wild.
Animal comparisons.
Animal comparisons, like all sorts of comparisons. There are some hilarious ones that are a little further down once we get into it.
And then he gives her some little foot slave action.
Take them off and do your thing nice and slowly so I can watch my little foot slave in action.
And so he gets into it. He's like, oh my God, I will do whatever you want, Britt. I mean, anything. And I was like, honestly, in this position, same, dude.
Yeah,
same.
She's got him.
Yeah. And then she's like, these pink toes aren't going to suck themselves.
Tell him, girl. Tell him.
And so he attacks her feet like a starving lion enjoying his kill.
See, another comparison.
And I was like, that's a little intense. Like, that's a little violent.
Yeah,
like
they get even more intense.
Yeah, they get more intense. And then she's like, Brittany allows this to continue for about 20 minutes while they both periodically moan in pleasure. And I'm like, 20 minutes of just sucking toes. Like, that's a lot of foreplay there.
Just the toes.
And the theme of Brittany calling out how long things take, it happens throughout the story. Sometimes she's like, this took 10 minutes, this took 15 minutes, this took 20 minutes. So it's like, it's a common theme throughout.
Show don't tell, babe.
Yeah, and so
I wrap both feet around his sticky hard-on.
He takes his cock out. And
she had to put her feet on his cock. She had to do it to him.
Trapping it inside my compressed arches.
It's a cock hold instead of a cuckold.
And then we get the detail that he was leaking enough juice to fully lube up his uncircumcised cock.
They just had to throw
that in there
just for the visual.
Yeah. And then I would alternate between giving him a full-blown foot job and using my toes to play with his foreskin, placing his shaft in between my first and second toe and stroking it like I was using tiny fingers. And I'm like, dang, she's coordinated with them feet.
Yeah, it's almost like she's done this before.
Yeah, like she's a pro.
Is a full-blown foot job the same as a blow job?
A foot job.
Full-blown foot job?
No, she's a full foot job with, with the full feet versus just with some toes.
What's the difference between a foot job and a full-blown foot job?
I think she meant like foot job versus toe job.
Is it the severity of the foot job action?
I think it's the number of toes.
It's the number.
It's the number of toes.
All 10 toes,
all 10
baby.
Toes,
all
baby.
10. 10 out of 10.
And then she has him smell her shoes while he's jerking off. She's like, I stretched the elastic headband around the shoe and his head until it was secured to the front of his face like a mask. You look just like a little
Does that
rhino.
block out COVID-19?
It's like 5 years ago. Come on, girl.
Hey, you're dating us. What's the next virus? COVID-25?
Apparently, the rhino virus. I'm pretty sure that's a common cold. You look just like a little rhino. Yeah, these animals though, like all these animals keep coming up.
Yeah.
And then she's like, they continue. He's like jerking off, whatever. And then she's like, there you go. Smell that. You're inhaling every bit of my foot aroma inside that shoe, my dirty little rhino. Look at my piggies. And I'm like, why? I hate.
This little piggy's gonna come.
No, I hate the word piggies in this context. I don't know why it bothers me.
There's so many like cutesy like animal references. What the fuck? What's with it? So he's into toes and feet and she's into animals.
I guess so. She's like, look at my panties. You're an animal. Give me your seed. Do it now.
Fucking feral.
Yeah,
and they do this shit every Friday.
And then
The muffled
he starts
grunts became
ejaculating.
one giant muffled scream as the first shot of cum flew from AJ's cock. Like, this is violent.
Yeah. So he's coming everywhere. He's never come so hard in his life, and he's like, Britt, you're such an evil person. I fucking love it. And then she's like, okay, AJ, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot. You and I are gonna go out on a date next Friday after work. I'm gonna leave all the details up to you, and if you do things correctly, you might even get lucky. And
So this is before the first date, even.
yeah, this is before the first date, and I'm thinking like, foot job first, dating later. Like, this is interesting order of operations here.
What base are we? I don't even know what base we're on.
I don't even know, but you know,
I thought AJ already had a
this
home
is
run.
like she's like, you might even get lucky, and I'm like, is he not lucky enough?
Yeah,
Like,
he was a foot guy, and he got the full-blown foot job.
every fucking Friday.
Every Friday. What else could he want?
And then she's like, I chuckled, it's your big chance, don't blow it. And I'm like, I put on there, I was like, yeah, don't blow your load, big boy. Like, and then and so
He
then
asked her to wear a pair of tan pantyhose. She's like, oh, usually only old ladies wear that. But she's like, I own a pair of white shin-high boots from when I tried out for cheerleader at USC. She sure led his cheer that every Friday. But
and then he's like, oh yeah, like that works, that's a good combination, blah blah blah. And then so the Thursday before the date, he like sends her like a sweet thank you card with a red rose, and that's when she decided she was gonna like take his virginity and shit. And I'm like,
red means love.
I mean, sure, but he's sending her a thank you card for what? And
Thank you for the intercourse, the pre-intercourse.
pre-intercourse. And is he sending this at work? Like, that's freaking suspicious. Like,
Thank you for all the full-blown foot jobs. I cummed really hard.
he cummed really hard. And so then he like borrows a freaking black SUV to pick her up for the date. And I was like, borrowed car, freaking broke bitch.
Yeah. But just wait, there's
But
more.
then he's like, he booked them like a 5-star luxury suite for after
15-foot ceilings, gas fireplace, king-size 4-post bed with Roman pillars. Not even a California king? All that and not a California king? That's why he had to rent the cars, because
he ran out of money.
Yeah, he ran out of money because of the luxury suite.
Yeah, and so
That's a lot. You can fit so many feet in that suite. That's pretty sweet feet.
it's 15 feet.
15-foot ceilings. Does that mean you could stack 15 feet?
More,
to the ceiling?
probably.
Way more.
And so we get to the hotel, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And then she's just like, let me take control. And she unbuckles his pants, pulls down his underwear, and then she watched the final erection stage of his virgin cock. And I was like, is the final erection stage, is the final boss arrived?
She sounds like fucking David Attenborough, like watching a nature doc. Like, the final erection stage of his virgin cockhead popped out from under the foreskin.
Yeah, popped out from under the foreskin. It's like a freaking Jack in the Box. Like. And then she put it in her mouth to suck, blah, 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 engulfing every inch.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then he takes off his pants, kicks off his shoes and socks. And I commented on there, wait, are his toes going to get sucked
His
now?
toes are out. Yeah.
His toes are out now.
All the toes are out. They are unleashed like wild animal.
And then we have some more, to be honest, normal shit. Like they make out. He like plays
all
with their
that basic
boobs.
shit.
Yeah, he like sucks their nipples.
No comments for like
whatever.
half a page.
Oh yeah, and then he tears her pantyhose with his teeth. And then she's like,
okay, now shit gets wild.
She's feeding him his. Oh yeah, she's like, oh yeah, like go after your prize. And so she's feeding him his slimy dessert.
Yeah, I then sat down at AJ's face, feeding him his slimy dessert. Ugh. The hole provided perfect access for him to munch on my love tunnel. Oh, the word choices.
The word choices. Munch on my love tunnel.
The person who wrote this has to be like, I said this later, but I imagine this is like an older woman with like a bathrobe on, just got out of a hot shower with a glass of wine, sipping and just like watching The Office in the background or something while she's typing all of this shit out and getting horny.
Damn.
That's what I'm picturing. Brittany, you let me know if that's far off.
Brittany, you want to be on the show?
Yeah.
Email
Brittany,
us at slutshackx@gmail.com if you want to be on the show. And then Brittany is like, now lick the clit. Good boy. Stick your tongue in further. Yes, just like that.
Brittany, you know what I admire about Brittany? She knows exactly what she wants.
She knows exactly what she wants. But like, my question is, what if he's already stuck his tongue in all the way? What if this is as far as it goes? What if there's no more to give?
At least it's not his dick.
He's got 6 inches on the
she's happy with the 6 inches.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
And so this all goes on for another 10 minutes. And I'm like, she's sitting there freaking timing the sex. Like, he's going to eat me out for 10 minutes.
Time's up. Now we are moving on to this portion in the itinerary.
And then she's like, he's having him like feel the softness of her pantyhose, blah, blah, blah. And then he just like starts. Oh, no. She takes a hold of his hard-on and sits down on it. It felt good in her wet vagina, and like they start to actually have sex, and he just immediately unloads his seed into her. She was still impaled on his dick and realized that it was still like hard, just as hard as before he had shot his load. I love how you put LMAO.
Yeah, impaled on his dick. I just love that word choice.
And then she's like, yeah, like now you get on top and show me how you make love. And he continues, he pumps into her sloppy pussy.
Zuko earmuffs.
How do you feel about the sloppy?
Sloppy pussy was sloppy Joe.
Like
sloppy Joe
That's
pussy.
where my head went to. My legs were spread and the bottoms of my boot-covered feet were digging into the bed.
I just love that terminology for just saying she had boots on was my boot-covered feet. Like the feet are the center of the sentence.
I honestly love the emphasis on the feet and the toes and the boots. And
Brittany knows what she's about.
She knows what she's about.
Or she knows what AJ's about.
And then AJ was fucking me very fast. Our bodies were slapping like an audience clapping at a recital.
Okay, that one was fucking wild. That comparison.
I will never listen to an audience the same way again.
Yeah, this sure sounds like AJ and Brittany.
Harder, baby. Fuck me harder. Take control of that pussy. Show me what you got.
Wait,
You're gonna make me come.
Jeb Bush, remember when he said to the audience, everyone please clap?
No.
Everyone please Allie and AJ.
Oh, gosh. And then he comes again. And as he's coming, he's like, I love you, Britt. And I'm just like, dude, on the first date?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fast. That's I love you too soon. She like feels his ass contract as he's coming, blah, blah, blah. Feeling the double gooey load running down her ass crack.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and then she's like, oh, you know what'll get you hard the third time? I'm going to take off my boots and shit. And so she's like, twice we heard that leather crinkled sound and a loud zip until the cool air was hitting my warm, moist, nylon-covered feet with the reinforced toes.
If this is his first time, he's never going to be able to relive this high. He's going to chase this the rest of his life.
And I'm just like, for whatever reason, that crinkling sound just bothers me.
Yeah, this was not written for you.
Apparently not. His cock had already deposited 2 loads. It was standing at attention for the third time.
Attention! AJ's cock.
And so I rubbed and moved my feet over his face and nose for several minutes while he reveled in his utopia. I was like, yeah, for this dude, like this really is his utopia. Like,
yeah,
he just got, you know.
She delivers.
She delivered for sure. Like he must have been a real good boy.
He was. I am scared for him at how many times he's coming. She needs to give him a break.
He's got to stay hydrated.
Yeah, one thing about him, he's gonna stay hydrated.
He's gonna stay hydrated.
This is where around the level where I start to get concerned. Remember the last episode we did when I told you, like, when they're like, oh yeah, and then they come again. That's when I'm like, okay, like, this is too much.
Yeah, but we're like right at the end at this point, though.
Yeah. So this is where it's starting to get to that level where I'm worrying. Like, okay, I'm losing.
But the thing is, at this point,
it.
she's only concerned about herself because she hasn't come yet.
Right.
And so this is now all about her and her pleasure. And so he's like,
yeah, I needed him to give me that powerful orgasm I craved. I got up on my hands and knees. I guided him to fuck me doggy style while he had my feet off the bed. He looked like a cowboy steering the reins of a horse-driven buggy while he pounded my pussy. Like, the comparisons just get so fucking wild.
So wild.
I'm so glad you found this fic, Coco, because this is like...
This is some grade A shit.
Tea.
I scream, stand up, baby. Drive it home. Make me come. Do it.
See, that's what makes me think it's an older lady. Like, I can only imagine an older lady or man saying, drive it home.
He pounded my hole through the torn hosiery like it was like he was drilling for oil.
Oh my God, no more. The word like is banned from this author. Banned.
Finally that powerful orgasm hit me like a lightning bolt.
Banned.
My quim twitched around his cock.
Urban Dictionary quim, okay, because I didn't know what the fuck that meant. I thought she was just getting so fucking excited that she couldn't get the right words out. She was just making shit up. But Urban Dictionary said quim is a woman's genitalia. So
I have never heard
like
this word ever before. This is such a fancy way to say this. I have to use this at some point.
Quim is not a hot word. It's like too close to queef with the Q. And she should have just said my cunt twitched around his cock or something, or my pussy twitched around his cock or something. Not quim.
It's so different.
You know how on Google you could see the usage of a word over time?
We'll look it up later, or you can look it up.
You continue.
Okay. He held on tight to my hips while he spurted his seed inside me once again. And yeah, this is where you said too many orgasms. But then suddenly they're like, we just kissed one more time and then ordered room service. So like abruptly they just were multiple orgasms and then just now we're ordering room service, like within the same paragraph, right? So it abruptly ends. They like went to bed, the music was playing, his sperm is still oozing out of Brittany the entire time they're snuggling, and then they go to sleep, and then she wakes up looking to wrap up our date on a great note. To which Cinnamon was like, you couldn't just do coffee for a first date.
For real.
I mean, the bar had already been set, right? They're doing
the 5-star
Foot Fetish Fridays. So now the 5-star luxury hotel.
But still, from Foot Fetish Fridays, the 5-star luxury hotel is a big jump.
Yeah, that's a big.
They could have moved to like Touch My Titties Thursday or something. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. And then.
Did you accidentally call someone or something?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because this would be a terrible time to accidentally call someone.
So they wake up and then she's like, I want more cock, right? And so she
I want more cock.
And so she like wraps her nylon clad feet around his hard dick and begins stroking it. And then the faster she moves, the louder he moans. And then she's like, as a former gymnast, I had plenty of flexibility to lean forward and suck his cock while I was beating it off with my feet. And I was like, she mentions this now, like this is some Dennis does self shit going on over here. Throwback. And then she's like, because of the nylon, I wasn't able to apply the amount of lube I wanted, and so she takes the ends of the pantyhose and tears them open so that she can stroke his cock with her bare feet, and sucking his cock, the abundance of saliva, providing lube for the cock. And then my combination blowjob and foot job was more than he could handle. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Kind of hot. Not gonna lie. Hot. And this time he comes in her mouth. And I eagerly accepted his deposit.
What is this, a sperm bank?
Sperm bank.
His deposit. Thank you for using.
I loved feeling his cock twitch while trapped in my arches. I swallowed his cum and got up to take a shower. left the shredded hose for AJ, kissed him, blah, blah. And he's like, he thanked me for a wonderful first time and asked if we could do it again. And I was like, I don't know. We'll see next Friday.
Schedule a meeting, bitch.
Schedule a meeting. I was like, what is this? Why does it turn so corporate at the end? Like,
Thank you,
what is
come
this?
again.
Thank you, come again. Like, what? But yeah, and then the fic ends. Like,
That's it.
That's the end. We'll see you next Friday, I guess.
So Coco.
I had fun with it. I'm not gonna lie.
This was very entertaining. My favorite was the like metaphors and similes the author used. Like a bolt. Wait, let's
Like a
search the
lightning
word
bolt?
like. Oh, it's 127 times. We're not going through all that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's like a lot.
But lots of comparisons, lots of that kind of stuff.
That was really fun. Star score for me would be a 4.
Star score for me, also a 4. So we'll do a
Nice.
general rating of 4.
Do we ever give out 5s or never put a on a pedestal?
I don't know how I feel about the word bleep, but
Sorry, bleep.
but yeah, it has to be like over the top good, I think, for a perfect score. But maybe we'll get one either later this season or next season. Chili Pepper score, I had fun with it. What did I give the last one we read?
You gave it a 4.
I'll give this one a 4 too.
I'll give this one a 3.5. I think it was better than the last one in terms of Chili Peppers. Just because I like the dynamic of like the Dommy mommy with like not the mommy thing, but like her being Dommy and him being like all nervous and stuff. But I think there was too much at once. Like they wanted to explore everything at once, but there's only one story. You know what I mean? So I feel like if this was split into more chapters, was spread out over more, that would make more sense. I would have preferred this to be less content for a one shot. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like, cause like they like, they come to so many times and, switched so many positions and did all this shit. I wish she had stuck with, eliminated maybe one or two of the things they tried together and just focused on the best ones.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Okay. So I think that brings our average rating was
3.75.
3.7.
That's a pretty high rating
for
though.
Chili Peppers.
For Chili Peppers. Yeah.
Regular score was 4 average, and then Chili Peppers was 3.75.
Yeah, we usually don't give Chili Peppers that high.
Yeah, that one was a good fic.
The only for the Witcher Yennefer Magical Tentacles fic, we gave a 4. We both gave 4.5.
Oh, okay.
So we were really into that one.
Yeah,
That was the one we kept commenting hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
No,
hot.
but this one was good. I think
No, it
this
was
one was a I think second place so far.
Maybe. I'd
Maybe.
have to
We'll
go.
see. We'll have to go back through the
Yeah.
scores. But yeah, so this was kind of to summarize. This fic was Fetish Fridays by Brittany For You from literotica.com.
Cinnamon over and out.
Coco also over and out.
Now it's time for some aftercare.